So this is number 2 of a 3-part series on shoulders, just because everybody's got shoulder stuff, right? So last week we worked on serratus anterior and rhomboids, a little bit of lat and a little bit of pec. Today we're going to get into the rotator cuff. So there are 4 different muscles that feed into the shoulder itself, and they kind of govern the stability of the humerus and where it sits in this socket. And when it starts to work itself forward, which we see lots, that's when we start having shoulder issues. Also, if we don't have the proper positioning and we're coming from a pull-up, for instance, and it's shifted forward, that's when we start getting tears. So we're gonna work into those muscles today. We're gonna add a little bit of serratus and rhomboid just to continue remembering what that feels like in our body. And then next week, we're gonna work at putting it all together in one movement. So today, we're gonna be up and about. It's gonna be a little bit different just because we've gotta go to the wall. We've gotta go to the rig to get into some of these muscles. So it's not gonna be as zen-like as it typically is, but in the name of being well, I hope you're okay with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and come to our backs. You can just straighten your legs out and bring your arms to your sides. And let's just take a moment to just breathe. Start the way we always do. Connect with that inhalation. And begin lengthening the exhalation. And then take a moment to subtly drop your shoulder heads down toward the ground. If that means you kind of act like you're tucking in sheets at a bed with your shoulders, if that kind of connects with you. Broaden the collarbones is another thing that people connect with. Just make those shoulder heads as heavy as they can possibly be. Then you're going to bring your straight arms out to your sides. You're going to press in to the ground just to hop to your right hip. And then we're going to bring our palms to touch. So we're kind of in a fetal position, but our arms are straight in front of us, okay? Then we're gonna windshield our left arm up overhead, dragging our thumb. Keep your knees touching the ground. And then open all the way up so that your arms are to your sides. And then windshield wiper those arms back overhead, palms come to touch. And then again, inhaling overhead, opening that side body. And then let's exhale it closed. And then one more time, inhaling to open up. Exhale to close. And then go ahead and come to your back and then hop to your other side. So you're back in that fetal position. Arms are straight in front of you, palms touching. And then windshield wiper that arm overhead, open up. And then exhale, close it back off. Inhaling. And then exhaling to close. Go ahead and complete that 2 more times on your own breath. And then use that right hand, press into the ground, push yourself up, and we're gonna come to tabletop. So wrists directly underneath shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And we're gonna do a modified cat-cow. We did this last week too, but just to revisit, we're not so worried about what happens in our lumbar spine. This is all gonna happen in the upper body between the shoulders. So you're gonna press your hands into the ground really actively and just feel the spreading of the shoulder blades. And then you're gonna sink your sternum toward the ground. This motion comes just from the shoulder blades. And then they come together squeezing. Press your hands in. Open up on the back body, and then exhale, sink that sternum. Inhaling, And then exhale, let it go. 2 more rounds on your own breath. Maybe increasing the range of motion now that we're warming up. And then come to a neutral spine at the end. Curl your toes under, walk your hands 1 hand length distance forward. And then curl your toes under, sit your hips up and back, down dog. So you can take a second to settle in. If you want to pedal the knees, feel free. And then when you choose to settle in, make sure that your thoracic spine is nice and straight. So if that means that you bend your knees to let that happen, do so please. Let's inhale together. Exhale, shift forward into half plank. Press up, downward facing dog. Let's inhale together. Exhale, shift forward, find half plank. If you need to lower your knees, feel free. Press back up, downward facing dog. All right, everyone lower your right knee down. Bring your right hand directly underneath your shoulder. Come to the inside of your left foot, and I want you to raise your left arm up, So your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulder. If that's different, move your hand. Now reach your fingertips forward, and then reach them back up toward the ceiling. Reach them forward and back toward the ceiling. Bring your left hand down, so it's right next to the right hand. Find plank, downward dog. Then rock forward, drop that knee down. Bring the left hand right underneath your shoulder. Same thing other side. So we're gonna reach up. Reach your fingertips forward. And then up toward the ceiling. Reach forward. Then up toward the ceiling. Then bring the right hand down. Position yourself for plank. Find downward facing dog. Now you have an option here. If you have shoulder stuff, I want you to keep doing what we just did, staying on your knee. Everybody else is invited to do a full side plank. So we're going to take the outside of the right foot level with a big toe on the left side. Please set it up right. That really messes with the shoulder. Then hand comes right underneath your face. Lift the hips. Shoulder head is back. Fingertips reach forward. And then up toward the ceiling. And then forward. And then up toward the ceiling. And then go ahead and come down. Transition through plank with control. Downward facing dog. Same thing other side. So set it up outside of that left foot level with the right big toe. Shift that left hand in just a little bit. And then transition side plank. Hip is lifting. That protects the shoulder. Reach those fingertips forward. And then bring them back up to the ceiling. And forward. And up toward the ceiling. Exhale, down with control. Find plank. Downward facing dog. And then come to your knees. Sit your hips back. That's the hardest part. Grab your strap. So we often use PVCs to stretch the tricep. We're gonna focus on the internal rotation of this bottom hand. Start getting into the infraspinatus. So we're gonna take this guy, throw it over your right shoulder. You may need it, you may not. You're gonna bring our arms out to your sides. Your left palm is gonna reach back. And we're gonna bring the right bicep in toward our ear, bend the elbow, there's your strap. Bring this left hand back, rotate this shoulder head back. So this is the tendency that we find ourselves in push-ups, in life, rotate that back. Yes, you're gonna get a little bit of a stretch in the tricep. And then slowly start to walk that lower hand up to the top hand. And then check in with your rib cage. Most of us are probably doing this. Soften those front ribs down. Breathe. So try and find the integrity of that shoulder head really reaching back. Soften into it. One more full round of breath. And then let's come out the same way we came in. So release that strap and then bring the arms parallel to the ground. All right, let's switch sides. Strap comes to the left. You okay on your knee, Jen? Okay. All right, so arms to the side. Left palms forward, right palms back this time. So left bicep hugs into the ear, bend that elbow, find that strap, and then bring that right hand to the small of your back, but before you really grab on, rotate that shoulder head back as much as you possibly can, and then crawl that bottom hand up the strap to find the top hand. Top elbow is hugging in and up. Soften the front ribs down. Breathe. If you guys are bored, you can come to the tops of your feet and work on that too. I love the faces. Find calm, breathe, and release the arms to the side. Let's rotate the shoulder heads back a few times. And then relax down, remove the strap. And then we're gonna take the left elbow underneath the right elbow, and we're gonna interlace the hands, okay? I'll turn to the side. So left is under right. We want 90 degrees on our elbows, and then we would like to get this arm as parallel to the ground as we possibly can, okay? So we're gonna inhale and bring our shoulder blades together on our back ribs. And then we're gonna exhale, find some space on our back ribs. Inhale in. Exhale. Again, inhale those hands towards your face. Exhale, spread the shoulder blades wide. 2 more times on your own breath. And then find neutrality. Unwind. You can rotate the shoulder heads back a couple times. And same thing other side, so right under left. Set it up, find 90 degrees, and then that bottom arm is about parallel. We're gonna inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, spread them apart. Inhaling. Exhaling. Again. And then 2 more rounds on your own breath. And then unwind yourself, rotate the shoulders back. And then everybody grab these bitty balls, take them out of the toes. So we're gonna start here. So there's the scapular spine here, right? This bone right here. We're gonna go right in the center, just above that bone on both sides, okay? And then we're gonna come to our back. All right, so bend your knees, press into your feet so that your butt lifts off the ground, okay? Your hands are next to your hips, thumbs are pointing up. We're gonna start to raise the arms overhead, past the ceiling, and then reach the thumbs toward the ground. And then go the opposite direction, guiding those hands back to the hips. Whew. Inhaling up overhead. If this is too intense, you can drop your butt down. And then exhaling, hands back down to your hips. Inhaling one more time overhead, thumbs reach to the ground. And we're gonna pretend that there's a pumpkin patch, since it's the season, above our fingertips, right? And we wanna pick a pumpkin from the vine, so we're gonna reach our right arm toward that vine, like we wanna pick that pumpkin, grab that pumpkin, and then bring it back down toward our head. Now we'll do the same thing with our left hand. We're gonna reach our left hand away from our body toward that pumpkin, grab that pumpkin off the vine, pick it, and then pull it back in. Right side. And then left side. Inhaling as you reach. Exhaling as you bring it back down. Again, grab those balls, and we're gonna come to the wall. So bring both What we're aiming for is that spot right in the center, okay? So our shoulder blade is a nice kind of triangle. We want this spot right here. I assure you, when you put the ball somewhere in that area, you'll find what you're looking for. So right side, you're at 45 degrees. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna close our body off to the wall balls and then open up. So we're actually gonna go with the fibers of that muscle so that it looks like this.